Cbble is here and it's ready to go. GODSENT versus Na'Vi. We just saw an incredible first map. GODSENT taking away 16-14, but Na'Vi pulling it back from a huge scoreline in the first half.
They had a very good showing in the second half. 16-14, it was a 10-5 scoreline at the half in favour of GODSENT, so GODSENT taking quite a while to put up the 6 rounds remaining left, but they did manage to pip it to the post in regulation as well, so they're going to be pretty pleased with that and be able to push themselves a little bit further up those tables and try and stay out of the relegation zone and in towards the qualification zone as well. Yeah. Na'Vi, unfortunately, do take the loss. They're probably going to be sat at the bottom of the table. Well, I mean, I say probably, definitely going to be sat at the bottom of the table. I'm not expecting them to move up from there as well. At
this point, I'm almost leaning towards them just being straight up relegated, as in bottom place this whole season. Just going, because obviously the bottom team. Yeah, I was about to touch on that. That's crazy. Well, that's interesting.
Sure.
We'll go with We'll talk about that in a sec. But obviously, the bottom team of Pro League goes straight down to Mountain Dew League by ACA. So obviously, that was VP last season. This season, looking. Oh no, sorry. They played the. Did they play the relegation games? I don't even remember. But Na'Vi looking to be instantly relegated, and GODSENT were actually the opposite of that. GODSENT were the team last season who became first place in the playoffs of MDL and went straight up. Didn't even have to play a qualification match. Other than the other teams like Big, obviously, who made it up. So. Right now, Na'Vi are looking like they could potentially just be straight up relegated out this season and go down to MDL, which, first VP, now Na'Vi, including Gambit, who's also been in there for 2-3 seasons now. Realistically, let's say hypothetically VP doesn't qualify. Currently, they're 7-2 in MDL. Currently, they're looking good to actually make their way up. If VP doesn't do it this season, maybe they fail in the playoffs, for example, or the standings change massively in the last few weeks. Say Na'Vi go down, we could be seeing Na'Vi, VP, and Gambit all in MDL instead of Pro League. That's crazy.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It'd be very entertaining. Again, I work on the MDL, so I'm not complaining at all.
Not for the teams, but it would be pretty great.
But for my own sake, my own selfish sake. But either way, we're here. Map number 2. GODSENT starting things off on the CT side, Na'Vi on the T side. This is where they were more comfortable, at least on Overpass. But GODSENT, a strong CT side cobblestone, despite not being a great cobble team, they're better at CT than T, so this will be a fun match.
Pushing in aggressively through drop. Na'Vi take the fight to GODSENT as they do take control of that completely. Not much damage put across, in fact none at all. GODSENT taking the only flak from the early part of the round, but look at where Dennis has managed to get himself in behind. If he does get behind up on the top of the drop, he could get a little bit of damage, but Twist is going to be first face and Zeus does fall. Dennis gets one, but they're ready and raring as Edward does trade it back. 2 men down so far for Na'Vi. GODSENT do have the man advantage, but they need to land the shots if they want to close out the round. Snyder will be able to get one, and that brings 2 men left. Edward and Simple both chiming in, and Simple gets a second as well. And now all of a sudden that advantage evaporates, and Disco Doppler, last man left standing for GODSENT, as Na'Vi get the plant. 2 of the players that did very well last map alongside Flamey, now up against just Doppler. We've seen him do well in these pistols. He actually clutched out the CT pistol on Cbble, on an Overpass, sorry. Can he do it on Cbble? Well, starting off well, first skill into Simple, moving back round, spots Edward as well. Both players know where each other are. PT50 going to be good, doesn't matter. Doppler just finds a headshot, so that's now 2 pistol round clutches on the CT side for Doppler himself, and he picks up GODSENT the first round. That was relatively unexpected. I mean, Na'Vi broke off the side. That was the most British statement I've ever seen. That was relatively unexpected. I mean, the nerve on some people. How dare they be unexpected? But, they just close it out, and this is the story of how I feel like Na'Vi have been performing. They're doing well, they're doing well, they're doing well. Oh wait, we lost. Right at the end, it's just not going their way. GODSENT coming up with some very good individual performances, with some really good sort of strategy and rotations coming around how Na'Vi are playing. We saw it before when Na'Vi were early rotating on that T side, and GODSENT would literally just wait. They'd sit in connector and just wait for them to walk into their crosshairs, and every round they just go and fall for it for the same way. And it seems like that's the sort of recurring theme with Na'Vi. They do very well and they have got performance in them, but it's just not being brought to the stage at the moment. At least we don't have the force here from Na'Vi. That's something they showed as well into their T side after losing the pistol, as they just put in pistols here. Utility on Edward, but the thing is they need a bomb plant realistically, because they actually invested a fair bit of cash into this round. Simple can afford the deal because he got 2 kills, but even so, it's just a bit of a risk. Bomb plant would really be nice for Na'Vi, but with the amount of weapons we have, all these M4s for GODSENT, and then Pharmacist as well, it's going to be difficult. Freddy already pushed up in a position to grab a kill, but Simple strikes first. Freddy quick with the trade, bomb dropped, instant rotations, but pretty much everyone's on this B site anyway. Somehow, the PT50's open. But don't worry, because Disco Doplin's still standing, and he's got that M4. Will he be able to clutch it out again? Twist as well with the FAMAS as they start to push in. Disco Doplin opens it up with a headshot, but once more, Edward is able to get the frag. Not going to stop them, but Flamey able to close it down, and Na'Vi take the rebuttal. 1-1 on the board. Not quite able to grab that M4, but the FAMAS saved is still a FAMAS in hand, and that's going to give them a little bit more money to play with. They might be picking up... Yeah, there's the MAC-10 that they're going for. Anti-eco, they're pretty much playing into that. They know GODSENT are going to be forcing up. They know they're going to be trying to invest a little bit of money into those pistols, but 3 helmets means that that MAC-10 is going to be a little bit less useful than potentially it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, but again, the same way that the first map started, despite the previous teams on different sides, it was just force by wars for the first few rounds, and until I think it was actually Na'Vi that stabled out early on into the game, and then GODSENT were the ones to respond, obviously with a very strong half. Either way, we'll see if the force by wars continue, because as soon as GODSENT lose 2 in a row, or Na'Vi obviously, we will be starting to see teams level out and stop investing, in theory. As GODSENT with just a couple of Eagles and 3 CZs, they set up towards a B-bomb site looking for a pick. Smoke down for Na'Vi up on the plateau. That denies presence here from Dennis. Just peeked around the edge of that, and Na'Vi rotating the bomb back towards the A-bomb site. 2 players up on long here for GODSENT as well. Twist is going to be playing close to that CZ. Perfect position. He might be able to catch out Edward. He's setting up smokes and flashes. He'll hear the click of that grenade and he'll just run on through. Takes the wrong player, but it won't matter. Luke dead. Edward to trade, and now continuing to push up. He may get caught out, but quick reactions result in him finding that kill into Disco, and Na'Vi taking A.
They do still have 1 player left to contend with. That is Schneider on the A-bomb site, playing up close. Will be able to peek. Here's the shots coming through, and that's the bomb carrier dropped. As the rest of the team try and rotate in, they aren't able to get any more frags, and he's still alive on the site. Zeus taking out a player over towards balcony, and Schneider drops down and finds another shot coming through. He's still alive on that site. Only 18 HP to play with. It's only a matter of time, really, before Zeus just lands the shot, and he does just that. Natus Vincere. Or Vincere?
Vincere.
Natus Is it? Is it?
Vincere.
Is it?
Natus Vincere.
I'm just going to say it all wrong.
You go Natus Vincere.
It's
Natus Vincere.
Is it?
Yes.
Vinci.
It's not Vincere.
It's not
never
Latin,
heard that in my entire life.
Is it not Latin?
I assume it's Latin, but the way I've heard it pronounced my entire life has been Natus Vincere.
I have no idea.
No idea. Why even have this conversation? Neither of us know. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm just saying what other people have said. Doesn't matter. Full pistol round for GODSENT. They are
around.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We call them Na'Vi. Or relegated, whatever you want to call them. Simple. Oh, hello. Jump shot with a MAC-10, going to catch 1. And sees a player cross into the chicken coop, but that gives the wrong information to Na'Vi because there's 2 players there. Luckily, they'll both peek, so won't be any issue for Na'Vi. 5 on 3. Oh, 5 on 2, sorry. Now 2 USPs left in play. Schneider dropped, and Twist last to rotate in through the door. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye. Flamey gets the kill. Na'Vi pick up the round. 3-1 now.
Did you say that again?
What? Na'Vi? That's what I said. What did you say?
No, how do you pronounce that full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
Let's go with that.
Great.
Oh.
Latin for born to win, we're being told.
There you go.
Well,
Which means
we'll call them born to win.
It should be Vincere or Vincere.
Okay, let's not have this conversation. No one knows. Someone else can rip us apart in some comments online.
Absolutely.
We're wrong.
I mean, where else does that happen? But they are going to be picking up the AWP. Luke, once more, going to be taking up that mantle for Na'Vi. The new player coming into the roster, not the sub. He is officially... well, for now, he's a kind of semi-sub.
He's a stand-in, yeah.
Yeah, he's a stand-in.
They haven't announced he's permanent. I don't think he would be permanent.
Given his performance here, though, I wouldn't be too surprised if they did actually announce...
I would be.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think he's done significantly well. I mean...
He's an AWPer. Why would that makes no sense. That makes no sense. There's no way Na'Vi will pick up Luke.
Right, that's finding fault with everything I said.
It doesn't make sense though. Why would you pick up an AWPer when you have simple? You don't need an AWPer. Just pick up a rifler.
Yeah, I suppose. But who are we to question someone who calls their team something in Latin?
Clever people. Into middle though for Na'Vi. Close players. Nade does do good damage, and with the double man setup as well, the bait and switch here. Twist's going to play anti-flash, and there's Doplin playing close. Flashes go out, but they don't connect. Twist turns back round with a 1-for-1. They haven't spotted Twist here, and there we go. That's when he strikes. Dennis on the door as well, supports, and GODSENT just mow down Na'Vi. Dennis with 2, and everyone else with 1, apart from Freddy, who's late on that rotate. GODSENT find themselves a second round on the board, and Na'Vi still with money to play with, so a buy can come through.
The AWP's still being saved up for GODSENT, so that's just going to give them a little bit more of a bankroll. But as you said, if Na'Vi are able to play with that bankroll that they have in their back pocket, this could be the reset going over onto GODSENT, which is not what you want to see. Na'Vi still early round, early half advantage to them. 3 rounds on the board already with the potential of a reset. Definitely in a strong position, looking to move forwards here. And as we said before, GODSENT, they should have a strong CT side here. So if they do slip up, if Na'Vi are able to exploit any weaknesses that they find, it could go very well for them, and they could come in with a victory on this map.
Cbble sneaking out. There's the jump and there's the headshot. Expect nothing less from this man. Nice kill to start things off for Na'Vi, as well as now with just a minute left on the clock. They have enough time to work out what they want to do, and actually just going to start to take back control again. While Cble's given it up, they'll throw utility down. GODSENT respond with using their own smokes, but that'll be all the smokes wasted now for GODSENT. Only Molotovs left, but that's still good enough to delay if Na'Vi take their time on this push. Still focusing on the drop down. Again, they're just trying to bait out utility right now. They're not committing to anything, and they're still saving that one smoke on Zeus and the Molotov on Edward as well. Zeus finally going to use that towards B. It's actually a fake, because look at this rotation. Smoke down in the drop. GODSENT with 3 players here, but with them pushed up on long, this gives them the information that Na'Vi are not committed towards this side of the map, and therefore they're going to go for the early rotate. Look at Schneider already moving back, as now Na'Vi have taken mid control. Passive from Doppelin on the site. He's going to need to go big, because Na'Vi have this man advantage.
They're pushing on towards the A site. This is something we've seen a whole lot more from all of these T sides, pushing onto the A, and Edward is going to open it up. Trade's coming back, though. GODSENT are able to get a couple of frags, leaving it in a 2 versus 1. So that's going to be Edward just shutting it down again, and Na'Vi put that 4th on the board with the reset on towards GODSENT. They don't have any money to play with at this point. Maybe a pistol on Frederick, playing up on potentially a Deagle or a CZ or something like that. Maybe just a flashbang to try and breach them in a rush or try and get a little bit further forwards. But no, it's just the CZ that's going to be brought up, and GODSENT are fully reset. So Na'Vi going to be looking towards that 5-2 scoreline, moving in towards a 6-2 scoreline maybe, which is exactly where they want to be. They want to be sat there on that T side against GODSENT, who are markedly stronger on their CT.
Yeah, I was about to say that, exactly. So this is even more effective for Na'Vi now, given the context. As, yeah, 5-2 is almost inevitable at this point with the setup as well from GODSENT. They do rotate Dennis over at least, so a little more support now from Twist with that Deagle, but it's hardly a lifesaver with 2 players here. Twist spotted, tagged onto Edward, flash out, peeks with it. Yeah, he's just going to get chased. Luckily we'll grab 1 kill, but he shouldn't get any more here. I say should, because who knows, luckily Luke's there to trade. And Na'Vi still with the utility to cut off this door position. They should start using that here. Flamey is just holding from a far range as well. Knowing he's going to win this fight versus USPs, but just play it safe, get that bomb down. Still time on the clock, and actually simple. They're waiting for him to make the play. He sneaks in from the behind there, actually putting a lot of pressure on this bomb site, allowing Cbble to sneak in through, as now they're not watching the back, but with that kill they will. Split between the 2 positions of Na'Vi, and Simple just doing work from behind. Second kill comes in. Yeah, clean round, 1 death.
Very nicely played. They push up, only losing 1 member, but that's not going to matter too much. They do have quite a bit of money to play with in their back pockets. I'm imagining just going to, yeah, Luke just dropping over the AK, buying himself the AWP. There it goes. Because they know GODSENT are going to be buying into this round, although they only buy for those pistols. A half buy, so they're just going to be putting a little bit of their money in, and we'll be able to buy up those rifles next round. So the AWP potentially not as important as it could have been, but nonetheless they do have it in their arsenal, and they are going to be playing around that. Luke once more picking that one up, and they are aggressing towards the B side, but look at where the bomb is. It's over towards the A side. Yeah, again. Yeah,
playing things slow, just trying to put pressure on B early on, and then going for that rotation if needed. Edward's going to be alone towards mid. Dangerous position up against pistols as well. This is a risky one. As Na'Vi try and feel out what exactly GODSENT have put into this round. It's going to be Schneider close on. The drop down actually gets the kill. Edward can catch this rotation from Disco, but it's unlikely he'll check this boost spot. It's a bit of an off angle. And with Doppelin falling back from long, Edward might think, okay, that's the long player. Next player should be on the site, or maybe it's just completely alone. That's why he's watching the left angle, looking for this late trade. There shouldn't be a second player up here in how Edward's thinking. So right now, Twist is still in a dangerous spot if Edward commits. Right now, Na'Vi are holding on. It's only a 1-for-1 trade. If Edward pushes forward any further and dies, that's a gun given over to Twist. So it's not worth the risk. As he falls back, Na'Vi going to regroup and look to take the site as a quartet. Not a band, but just as a group. And Edward, yeah. Oh, no, maybe reconsidering.
It's just a trio for now towards the B
yeah,
site.
Bomb's rotating.
The bomb has rotated, but it's rotating back again towards the A site. They have opted to go up there, and he actually, well, Twist actually jumped off that position, so he did get away with that one and was able to push on without any conflict. But GODSENT now full on rotating. There's 4 players there, 3 CZs and a Deagle. They're just going to try and go for the retake, but Edward is already on site, and he is on a rampage. 2 kills going over to him. The entries are strong, and that's going to allow them to get the plant. And 2 players left on GODSENT. Both have armor, both have the CZs, and if they can get a couple of frags, they might be in with a shot. But
Ace.
already one of them going through. Ace to win it, but Dennis falls short of the mark by 4. And that's going to be Luke able to shut it down with the AWP. Navi go for the 6 rounds and 2 wins on the board for GODSENT. They're going to be into another rifle.
Yeah, glass cannon here for Twist. He's actually going to go for it. I was going to say it's potential. He always plays up towards his A-long position with support as well from Disco typically. That's on Cbble at least. And yeah, Twist, or Disco's going there, but Twist is going to sit in middle at least, so a little more passive here on the CT side as Navi again got that AWP back in the hands of Luke. We've not seen Simple on the AWP once this series as well, which is the biggest surprise as well. Of course, Luke is an AWPer, but I do want to see Simple on the AWP. And Navi not known for running the double AWP with this roster, or obviously with Seized over Luke, so the prior roster. And I do want to see Simple take it. Maybe if they go for a double AWP. Cbble not known for its double AWPing as much as. Well, as much as Overpass, although, you know, on the CT side it can work typically because of those rotations. So T side we're not going to see it, but maybe on the second half if Navi can build up bank. As GODSENT, 2 players towards A. Navi again, the same setup from the previous round, just Edward focusing on his own towards his bomb site, but he's going to rotate back in through the hallways. And as a result, look at Disco. He's still close in middle. So right now, GODSENT have a good amount of information. Well, he's not pushed up. They know that Navi aren't at least committed towards A for the time being. And the chances are these guys are set up outside of the B site. Because, you know, this late into the round, Navi wouldn't be sat in top mid. They would either have A long control or they would have B control. And it's going to be the latter as they start to push.
Oh, a nice push in from Schneider, able to take down Flamey on the flank, so they only have 1 front to contend with. Dennis is going to be the man on the spot, finds 1, but is traded out by Zeus, who finds 2 for himself. 3 players for Navi as they aggress. Schneider pushes up close and is traded back as well. So they have control of the bomb site. A lot of damage already onto Navi, 1 HP on Luke, and only 35 on Simple, but they are going to continue to push on. 20 seconds left on the clock. They're fully committed at this point. Twist and Disco Doppler. 2 bullets in the magazine, but Luke only needs the 1, is traded out for Simple, and now it's just Disco Doppler versus Luke, and that's going to be an easy couple of shots going over on towards the Navi AWPer.
Yeah, 6-3, so GODSENT back in this one again after a couple of rounds of ecoing. And keeping the AWP as well, so making money on the CT side. As Navi, they do have their own cash built up from those Anticos going very well in their favour, as now we see rifles back upon rifles and another AWP in play. Slow game so far for Navi on the T side, but you don't expect too much else from this roster. Again, we've got Zeus back in, so classic CIS Counter-Strike, slow Navi T sides, late round executes, 20 seconds left is a common occurrence with Zeus's setups and old Navi as well, as we look back to, you know, 2016 Navi when they obviously had, before Simple, they had Zeus. Up towards B, they actually speed things up. 2 players pushed aggressively. The AWP of Luke, a dangerous position for an AWPer, but maybe he'll make it work. He does. Schneider down. And the UMP, sorry, very close here for Freddy. Got to make some work happen. 1 kill. Looking for Zeus, and he drops the bomb as well. That's information, and massively for GODSENT. Luckily for Flamey, he'll come in from the back lines, and the shot from Dennis misses on the site, so Navi have opened up B. As GODSENT look for the double rotation. If they don't find a pick, they might have to save.
AWP still in the hands of Twist, but Edward has just got a shot down Disco Doppler. And yeah, this is definitely a save for Twist. He's looking for exits at best. And if he isn't careful, he's going to get flanked on by Edward towards the drop. Does spot that one out, but falls back with the knife out. Edward will drop down. He's looking for the AWP shot, but it's going to sail wide, and Edward able to just drop that one out of his hands. Navi put another round up, and they're looking pretty strong moving in towards Cbble.
Yeah, very, very good.
Really working together and doing very well. And look at the scoreboards here.
Only resets here for Navi. That's the most important part, right? Because GODSENT aren't able to build up money on this CT side. Every time they get one, it's straight up reset from Navi, and they reset the loss bonus back down to 1400, as we're seeing here. GODSENT, pistols, armor, a solo scout on Freddy B. Good luck, as Edward is back on the Mac 10. Scary, scary weapon when you're on these kind of ecos. He's is going to be walking into middle. Again, alone here. He's got a bit of support from Zeus, but he's playing fairly passive towards the top of mid. At least there's another player here. But at the end of the day, Edward, of all the rounds, can play this one solo, because if he goes down, it's only a Mac 10 gifted to GODSENT. That being said, with Flamey already dead, he doesn't want to take the risk. If Edward's traded here, and again we see, you know, a 5-on-3 for GODSENT, that's where things start to go very, very scary for Na'Vi, even with the weapons, because GODSENT can pick up guns with the armor.
They still have to get those frags and get the rifles into their hands. GODSENT rotating towards this B site. The shots have been called as Na'Vi do start to aggress up the side towards B. Luke just scouting all those angles with the scope, as the rest of his team do follow in behind, and he's going to open it up. Disco does go down. Simple drops onto the site, finds another as well, and they're just going to be cleaned up here. Just Twist left standing, has he's dead, but Simple finally managed to land the headshot, and Na'Vi 3-8. Again, with the resets, they're just not going the favor of GODSENT, and it's really starting to stack up here. Na'Vi doing very, very well. If GODSENT don't bring it on the T side, it looks like Na'Vi could just run away with this one, and I for one, I'm really enjoying watching Na'Vi have a good game for once in this tournament. Yeah,
it's been a while. It's again the T side of Overpass all over again. Very, very strong T side. Unfortunately, kind of fell apart at the end when they actually lost the game 16-14. But it was so much fun watching Na'Vi play the T side and play it effectively. It's their CT that lets them down. So moving on to the second half of this, even if they go in with a strong side, if GODSENT get 5 rounds, it's totally doable. We've seen it before from the other team on the flip side. So yeah, I'm not counting this as a win yet for Na'Vi, especially not with shots like that from Freddy B still in play. But you know, this is fun to watch, and it's a nice change of pace for Na'Vi, who are actually doing very well.
Zeus taking the position of Simple, able to get the frag onto Schneider. Now there's Freddy B to contend with up close, and that's not going to be a problem. Zeus able to get the frag. Edward nearly taken down, but he's able to get his gun out in time and get the aim right. And Na'Vi take another round 9-3 against a couple of pistols. To be expected that they would pick up this round, so GODSENT need to come into this one pretty strong if they want to be in with a shot of getting a favorable scoreline into the second half, because right now Na'Vi are really putting the well, but I don't know what the proper metaphor would be, but they're certainly doing a lot of work.
Up towards B again. Seems like the same setup pretty much every round for Na'Vi. This time they actually have the AWP outside of A, spotting to middle, because now they know GODSENT are back on the buy, there's always that question of the AWP. And that's likely just to be going for the aggro peek down mid, and that's why Luke's there, centered, waiting. Can also assist Edward in throwing out this utility, allow him to make a play in mid. Nothing given the way of Na'Vi though. It's GODSENT, they just hold back passive. They only have one player on this bomb site. It's Twist sitting up long. And GODSENT with a 4-man stack towards a B bomb site. And no one even playing connector as well. That's a surprise. If you go for the 4-man stack, you typically more commonly see an outside connector player and someone towards the electric room of the drop down. But no, GODSENT committed both players towards drop. And both players towards plat, well, they're dead.
And make that one as well towards drop. Flamey was able to get the headshot as he takes over that position. One player on the site. Flamey's just going to spot that one out as well. Absolute devastation here for Na'Vi and Twist. Yeah, you just got to save at this point. There's no way you can go for the retake. No utility, no defuse kit. Doesn't even have a helmet. They will go hunting though, as Na'Vi do have the bankroll to do so. And they do want to limit GODSENT as much as possible. Keep these rounds rolling in and try and get them all on the board whilst they still can. Looking to put it into double digits, and Edward's just going to clean that one down. A very clean round for Na'Vi as they're just able to open up. Simple with the double kill on the B long, as you can see here. Like, just gets one, gets the other as well, and that's completely just wiping out any defense that they had, any chance that they had of holding that B site. And then Flamey from the drop, able to get the 2 of those players as well. GODSENT didn't really have any presence, but they're looking to have some presence at this point.
Na'Vi just dropped the AWP, as in Zeus had it and he threw it away. They don't even want to play with it this round. They have it saved, but they bought up an AK instead. That's brave, to be honest, and not see the AWP in play, especially when you say it yourself. You know, Luke has been playing fine, but that's a surprise. They know they're up against a low buy here, and of course they have got good money for the last 2 rounds, but still, wanting to play rifles is interesting enough, and already some madness going out on long. That is, well, questionable.
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, cool. Double kill with the P250. Able to pick himself up an AK as well. 1 kill on the Mag 7 as, to boot as well. But Twist was able to get. Zeus finally able to clear out that angle, but that doesn't mean that Na'Vi are at an advantage. They have 2 players left alive. versus 3 on GODSENT, with Dennis playing up close with the UMP and the rest of the players starting to rotate in because, of course, they did spot the bomb. They can go for those rotates and really shut Na'Vi down in terms of their options across the rest of the map. They are actually looking in favor here. GODSENT could be in with a chance of winning this round if Na'Vi don't go for this long rotate, which will waste their time and which will allow GODSENT to rotate in their players when they need them to. But as it stands, Na'Vi in a bit of a sticky situation.
I thought Cbble was going to wrap in through the T spawn, because obviously, look at Freddy's position. He's pushed up now on B. If Cbble wrapped T spawn and they brought the bomb to B, Freddy would have no idea. And he completely bypassed that aggression from GODSENT. But no, they commit towards A. I don't blame them. They don't know where GODSENT are, so rather walk into the bomb site and hope it's not stacked. Dennis close. He finds a kill, 1 for 1, and damage done. Zeus tagged. Got to watch his middle as well as one player comes up there, Schneider, but with a Mag 7 at range, it's not going to be great. He uses the USP, and now Zeus knows where he is. He tries to take the fight, but he gets double peeked. Schneider finishes off the job, and GODSENT 4 rounds. They pick up a very weird buy. Schneider unable to save the AK as well, unfortunate. But yeah, look at this round from GODSENT as well. The double setup on long catches out Na'Vi, and that's how they win the round, just as a result for GODSENT. So AWP now in the hands again. Actually, full rifles. They don't play with a Mag 7. And Na'Vi, this time they've got the double AWP on Edward and Luke. Is this spawn? Can we look at Edward? No, he's playing A. At this point, Simple doesn't AWP anymore.
Simple's not an AWPer. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Bring Guardian back.
This isn't the AWPer you're looking for. It's just dropped it off. He's just playing rifles now.
Again, the thing is with Simple is I can kind of look at it and go, oh, if he doesn't want to play AWP, just let him rifle. He's good enough, you know. It's fine. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to AWP. He can just do that as he opens up onto Freddy B. Will get traded by a twist, but yeah, we should see this AWP thrown away from Edward ASAP. I do not agree with this decision.
He was playing back up to towards that sort of A side of the map, but I'm imagining he's just going to fall back to spawn. Yeah, drops it out for the AK. So he was only just watching the flank and trying to get any aggression for GODSENT caught out. Yeah, that's pretty much his entire role on that AWP. But as you say, trade it back for the AK, and he's just going to be coming in to back up his teammates, or even actually push in and try and go for a flank position himself. And wow, Luke able to play up close and personal with Schneider to come out on top as well. As Flamey finds one onto Dennis in connector. That gives the B site completely over to Na'Vi if they can just get through. Twist, he has the AWP, he is dangerous, and he's able to land the shot onto Zeus. That's a beautiful shot. Finds the second as well. He's in with a shot now, looking for another one. The player's pushing up long, and that's not quite the flick landing. Luke able to close that one down, and finally they have control of the bomb site. Disco Doppler, last round and a half. You have to go for the retake, my friend. No kit available, but does have plenty of utility. The plant hasn't come through just yet. He is playing a little bit up close, but Disco Doppler will give a little bit of sound away. They should have heard that one out. The flash goes over the top. Has a flash and an HE available. Trying to clear out any of those positions. The flash goes over the top, the HE as well. That's a full blind going on to Luke. As he turns the corner, picks up an AK, goes for the spray around the corner. He knows both of those players are there. 9 bullets left in the magazine, so he has to be very, very careful, but look out for the flank. Here comes Luke, and he's got an AWP. That's going to be the half. 11-4 in favor of Na'Vi. GODSENT need to pick up their feet, and we'll find out if they're able to do so after the break.
Welcome back. A strong half for Na'Vi moving into the second map. Can they pick up, or can GODSENT pick up their feet, as John said? What do you think? Comeback is real. We saw it almost on the first map. Will it happen on the second?
Well, we saw Na'Vi have a strong T side. That's where they were going in and trying to make the stage of their comeback on the first half. On their CT side, they were pretty much nowhere to be seen. They only managed to pick up 5 rounds on overpass. GODSENT able to just run around them and run rings as Na'Vi went for those fast rotates and tried to sort of go for those weird plays. I think where GODSENT could find a lot of their strength is if they play in drop a lot, catching out those rotates as we saw before. If they take control of that position, they're going to win these rounds. And I think they're definitely in with a chance of a comeback. But if Na'Vi are able to just hold face and get 5 rounds, that's all they need. They're going to be able to take it, obviously. There.
Yeah, this pistol is so important as well. That's the thing. If they pick up the pistol, then this should be theirs. But that's easier said than done. Luckily, Simple has the dualies, but Freddy with a P250. It's all upgraded pistols today, boys and girls. Round already looking good for GODSENT as these B entries have been great, but it's a fast play up through A. The bomb dropped the connector. Quite a strange pistol round for GODSENT as well. They sent the bomb down drop, but they sent the majority of the players up through A. I'm not too sure on the plan there. Typically, if you go for this A split through the drop down, you send the bomb up through middle because it's where the vast majority of the players go. But a solo player walking through drop with the bomb and he loses it, doesn't matter. They win it anyway.
So I guess the thinking behind that is you're going for those duels. If you don't win the fast trade kills anyway, you're not going to win the round. If you do get those fast trade kills, you're going to be able to rotate through connector to the other bomb side.
It's just more...
So playing through there, I feel like could have some strategic advantage because you place the bomb in the middle of the map and give them that rotate strength to just wave across the map. Whereas if you stack it with that rush, you can just be shut down, and then the players on the other side who might have won their rush are going to be able to go for it. It's more of a
safety in numbers. I hate it, to be honest. I'll tell you the truth, John. How dare you try and justify it?
Listen, okay.
It's more the safety in numbers thing, right? Because even if you lose that connector player, like they did, they got 1 kill, but they lost the bomb. If you lose a connector player, the A players had great success because the connector play draws that rotation, and then the A players rush up. The only positive is seeing the bomb in drop down allowed Na'Vi to rotate players off of the A bomb site, which meant this push up mid from GODSENT was more effective because there were less defenders. So that's good. They're essentially setting themselves up so they can retake the bomb in the worst situation, which is still fine because it means they have A for free. They've just got to retake the connector, and that leaves Na'Vi in uncertain grounds when they're caught in the connector. That's the only positive I can see behind it. I'd like to see it tried again, maybe. But yeah, just a different way to play a pistol round. At least I'd never complain at new stuff. It's just a weird one.
And then Flamey again on those dualies. Maybe something they found that last round. It was simple last round, but a Na'Vi player nonetheless on those 2 guns, the dualies as they were once. Used to be called, and Luke only needs the 1 gun though. Dennis falls foul of a headshot from the Deagle. Schneider pushes on and almost falls foul himself, but he's able to trade it out. So is Freddy, and now they're just going to run onto the A site, get the plant. Should be pretty easy to close out the rest of the round here, barring a miracle from Simple and Flamey. 3 guns between the 2 of them.
Yeah, not a retake here for Na'Vi. Even if they go for it, it's just exits and looking for an 8K to take home to the family. But still, GODSENT starting this comeback, and the pistol round was a great opportunity for them to get back into this game again. Without that, this could have definitely fallen apart. I'm hearing some chicken murdering. Like to put it out there, not a fan. Animal cruelty is not okay, guys.
It's a quick death.
Disgusting.
I mean, there's more human cruelty going on in this game, if we're honest. There's plenty of men being killed across these maps. So
yeah, but they are.
I feel like that's my primary worry.
They are trying to kill other people. At this point, it's just justified. Chickens, they're just chilling.
Oh, I see. They're innocent bystanders.
They're doing their thing, yeah.
Right, I see. That's where your moral objection gets drawn.
Yeah.
Cool, why not? Anyway.
What moral objection?
I don't know. I'm lost at this point, and Na'Vi seem to have lost another round as well as GODSENT are able to take that one home. Na'Vi just falling back on the pistols from Simple and Flamey. They're just going to go for a stack, I imagine. Well, actually not so much, as 3 players over towards the B site is pretty default. I mean, that's pretty standard. We see that on most regular rounds as well. 2 players over towards that A site. They will be playing a little bit up close. GODSENT again playing towards this A site. Something we've seen a lot more.
Oh, that was dirty. Luke took a while. Doppelin didn't go down, but Luckily had support from Dennis to get the kill. Now GODSENT fast playing A. Freddy doesn't check his behind. Oh, okay. Zeus doesn't shoot either. So GODSENT should be getting this round. And again, only 2 players left. It's the same duo, Simple and Flamey left standing. Moving back in. Dual Berettas do work. So some damage done, but okay, there shouldn't be too much more. Now an AK grabbed, he can actually win this round realistically. Got to watch out for the bomb site. It's Freddy, and the flank coming in from Connector as well will be all down to timing on Schneider. If Flamey can find this last player on the bomb site, it's a 1v1, but he's getting flanked, and yeah, he's in the open. That's the round. Lucky for Schneider to push back in, but that could have got very dicey for GODSENT.
And of course, they hadn't got the Blom plant as well, which would have meant that if he got that frag, he would have been at a massive advantage at that stage, because he doesn't need to defuse. He has control of the bomb. He has the presence, and he knows. Where's this other guy? He's not pushed in with the rest of them. Okay, he's coming from the connector. He knows those positions that he needs to watch. He knows where to put himself on that site, and that's the sort of situation that you can win. If you're certainly if you're Simple as well, the player that you absolutely want in that sort of situation. But now they're on those rifles. The AWP in the hand of Luke once again. GODSENT putting it over onto Twist. So a full rifle round. Na'Vi looking to try and put their presence onto the map. But so far, GODSENT have been doing very well. And again, this T side on Cbble, very, very strong.
Yeah, and every rifle round they win essentially wins them 2 rounds at this point, because obviously CT economy is so hard to hold. If GODSENT pick up a T round, Na'Vi eco 1 or half by 1, as now they're at max loss, or will be soon. So yeah, GODSENT getting 2-for-1 deals. It's some good deals here. They can start to work their way towards the A bomb site once again. The one player on B, Schneider, having rotated through. Luke is here on A, and luckily Na'Vi have a AAA setup, so they've got the defense in numbers to hold back against GODSENT, who are taking their time on this push. Just going to fall back, not even going to commit with this one for the time being.
And again, this is something that we're seeing more and more. I've said it once or twice, but I haven't sort of fully expanded on it. A lot of teams now are starting to play so much more towards this A bomb site on Cobblestone. We used to see far more aggression to that B site. The default take drop, take plateau, and just go for it to launch your attack there. But early on into these rounds on Cobble, we are seeing a lot of presence towards that A side of the map. Yeah. It's a little bit of a change in meta, playing these rounds a little bit slower, and it allows you to sometimes get a couple of picks, but they're getting a couple of picks over towards the B, nonetheless, as 1 is traded for 1. Na'Vi have to full-on rotate towards the B site.
Yeah, 12 seconds left. This time GODSENT need to get the bomb down. We've seen them in this situation before and overpass, so they didn't get the plant. Luckily, well, this time, very close rounds as a 4v4 in. And are we even going to retake this? Are they just going to look to save? This is crazy. I'm very surprised at this.
No kits.
Yes, they have the AWP, but yeah, no kits. That's the issue. Issue is damage has been done. GODSENT don't have full HP on a couple of these players, so that's a huge surprise to see Na'Vi save, to be honest. I think it's more to do with the fact that if this was a 3v3, maybe they'd go for it, but there's so many positions GODSENT can get into in that post plant that the crossfires would be so strong to walk back in.
And remember as well, Na'Vi are going for the alternating buy rounds. If they can save 4 rifles, they have another buy round on the cards. If they can take another rifle out of the hands, all the better. Make that 2 as Simple finds 1 as well. Looking for a 3rd to close it out. Shot, but he is just going to hide around the corner now. They don't want to go for the faces at this point. Those 4 rifles, as I said, going to allow them to buy up another one. Edward should be chucking that one over to Flamey, or Simple as well. One of the 2 will be giving him a rifle. Maybe playing on that UMP, but actually it's the FAMAS dropped over by
the AWP, because Luke doesn't need utility as much as a rifler. He's going to be scoped down most of the time, so while they actually drop him a FAMAS instead of an M4, it allows more utility on all the rifle players, which makes a lot more sense for Na'Vi. So yeah, good to see that. Luke again on the AWP here for the CT side. GODSENT, if they can carry on with this streak, it would be perfect. Again, not getting the 2-for-1, like you said, and obviously this save going to be perfect for Na'Vi to carry on. But this game is, again, ridiculously close. It was 11-4 at the half, and GODSENT have had very, very little resistance to bring this back to 11-8. Flash up on long. That's a Molotov, actually. Luke holding the angle. Flash goes through. He shoots blind, and he hits a shot. Can fall back as well. Man advantage for Na'Vi. Fades away through the smoke. That actually GODSENT through, so it comes back to bite them. And Zeus in through the smoke. Takes down Twist, dropping the bomb, but he doesn't know that.
Doesn't have that intel, of course. You don't get the vision on the bomb through the smoke. They have pushed up, though. GODSENT up the side on the A long. Luke again holding that close angle, will go for the AWP shot. The peak comes through and the shoulder is found. Disco dies as they go for a disastrous push. Dennis on the back, just blocked off by the fire, able to get a frag on towards Edward, but Simple's going to leave him last man standing. Dennis, as the AK has not got the bomb, and Luke finds yet another kill. Fantastic display of AWPing coming from him on the long. and holds it strong for Na'Vi, and they put another round on the board, and finally they start to, that's their first round of the half. That's the first one they've managed to win, and pretty much all thanks to Luke on that long, able to get those frags. GODSENT not quite able to do it. And on that 5th round, that's kind of an unexpected place to get it, and it's off the back of that quad rifle save.
And again, GODSENT, they need to win this round now because they've not built up enough money just because of the damage Na'Vi did on the save in the previous one. If you remember, only 2 guns were saved from GODSENT. So Na'Vi pick up this round, hypothetically. Not only is it 13, but GODSENT have to eco to 14, and then they buy up on the 5th. They buy up and try and stop Na'Vi from getting 15. So right now, this is the best position Na'Vi have been in this half after picking up that just single round and with the damage as well from the prior. GODSENT already taken drop, but with this position they can't back out. Schneider's committed to here. Can boost up, but one player has to come down to do that, so it's not exactly productive here for GODSENT. As now looking to man the forces up towards this B bomb site. Even Twist is backing off of A with that AWP. And GODSENT focused towards this B bomb site. RV playing passive towards the connector. We talk about this if we see more presence over on B. We don't always see drop control from teams on the CT side. We've just got Cbble on the outside of the connector waiting for this push to come in case GODSENT want to flood mid and then split up towards A. They actually rotate Zeus back as well. This is going to be the push.
Fully flashed Edward has to turn his back, but they haven't checked the angle. This is disastrous for GODSENT, but that's not going to matter. They're just going to find those 3 kills on the entry and leave Na'Vi with only 2. Cbble is already on the site. They haven't taken it just yet. He has plenty of health, but certainly not on GODSENT now. Just 4 HP on Twist. He should go down relatively quickly. He knows exactly what he's playing against. That smoke, that flash will just turn him away. Still holding his nerve. Playing scoped in, playing up close, drops down onto the site, makes a little bit of sound, so they know he's done just that. Pushes up towards the bomb. If they go for the double face, Na'Vi will be able to pick that up, but they don't need to. Cbble able to just close that one down, and that's another round for Na'Vi, and as you said before, that's going to force GODSENT onto essentially a full save, and a deagle maybe on Dennis, but not even that really.
No,
I mean, he's 2.5, he shouldn't be spending anything. Well, yeah, a P250, kind of acceptable. He's still got more money than the rest of his team put together. Not put together, the rest of his team completely. But that's going to leave Na'Vi with the opportunity to open that door just that little bit further. The crack turning into a gaping wound in the side of GODSENT.
Fast into middle, Luke spots the presence, flash, but he gets a leg anyway, needs support. Ooh, unfortunate shot to miss, and he'll pay the price. Freddy glocks him 1 bullet. That's why he buy head armor up against Eco. Luke will surely learn from his mistakes, as these Glocks are doing work, and P250s, but still, it's the round for Na'Vi, so it's not an issue. 14-8, bit of damage, but money's good for the CT side. Now, it's the last chance here for GODSENT. If they lose this round, yes, they'll have 2,900 loss, but other than that, maybe bomb plant money will boost them up to around 4K with kill money as well. But realistically, if they lose this round, Na'Vi should be able to close out this map here and now.
It's looking very good for them right now. They came into Cobblestone, putting their best foot forward after the loss on Overpass, and they've been putting out the numbers, they've been putting on the rounds, and able to just bring it up to 14 now. GODSENT have to pull it out on this round, as you said before. Pretty crucial for them. 5 rifles on the board, AKs across the board, so no one playing on that AWP position. They are going to be playing close, whereas Flamey and Luke both on those AWPs. They are going to play towards the A site. This aggression going in pretty fast from the underpass. Na'Vi starting to rotate in. That smoke is going to block the rotate from connector, and Cbble has to play up towards the side hut there on the A site, but they haven't gone for the full execute just yet. First to breach the wall is Disco Doppler, finds the headshot onto Cbble. 1 player left on the A site. They need to close that one out, and the rest of them should be able to flood in. There he is with the second frag, and the A site is completely open now.
1.1, Na'Vi just getting torn apart again. These A sites attacks have been looking good from GODSENT. They showed them earlier on into the half. This is going to be their 9th surely here, as Na'Vi already falling back towards the spawn. With Edward and Flamey running away. And Edward tagged up as well, so he's got to be very careful. Below 20 HP. So GODSENT, they'll find their 9th. They'll keep this one going. We said that this was very close to Na'Vi running away with this game, closing it out here and now. But, nice shot from Flamey.
Very low HP, though, on both of them.
Yeah.
If they do go for the hunt, they could limit Na'Vi's economy very nicely.
But GODSENT can't afford to hunt. That's the only issue, because they've not only have they only got 3 players, but yeah, this is the thing, right? They've not got any money to fall back on. We said if they lose this round, they get 2,900 loss, which is good, but they don't have cash, to pad alongside that. So that's why this win is so important. and that's why keeping 3 players is important as well. You can see all 3 of them on long, no one chasing for GODSENT. They need those rifles so they can fully buy.
See who that AWP lands on. It's over to Schneider, probably just being transitioned over to Twist. He is going to pick that one up, and the AK should be brought on through. So once more, we're going to see a little bit of a rifle kerfuffle. 2 AWPs saved. Well, 1 AWP saved, and 1 AWP actually bought there on Na'Vi, and the rest of them will be able to buy up those rifles. So another full rifle round coming up onto the board. Na'Vi looking to take it home here, but GODSENT have gained some momentum now. They're pushing on this T side, and they're really focused on this A site as well, which has been going very, very well for them. They're able to execute onto the long, barring Luke getting these miraculous frags, which he was able to do. That flash not even blinding him. He will be able to land the shot as Twist goes to the peak, tries to go for the second, but falls back a little bit more disciplined than he was sort of intending to be, but goes to the peak yet again, and Luke is just unstoppable on this long side of the map. He finds 3rd as well onto the bomb carrier. Zeus as well going to be backing him up as Dennis tries to go for that, but the shoulder is shown and the headshot rings through. Na'Vi with a very clean round so far.
And the worst part about all of this is that it's a reset for GODSENT. Well, they had max loss coming in very, very soon on these streaks. They'll pick up one and they'll lose the next straight away. So Na'Vi now just obliterated the money from GODSENT. The only positive is they saved 3 players from the previous round, so they'll have a little bit more cash than just the 1,400 that they get from the loss, and it's all down to Schneider to just build up as much money as possible and keep Na'Vi's as low as he can. So he looks for 2, Flamey with a nade, saves his teammate. Na'Vi 15, and yeah, look at the cash. It's all gone. Bit of saved money on Twist and I think on Schneider as well, but other than that, yeah, the 2 AKs, other than that, it's terrible, and GODSENT with pistols. Na'Vi might be able to close this map out.
Luke on this long. That's twice he's got a triple kill on that long. He's been playing very, very well over on that side of the map, and GODSENT haven't learned their lesson. They've decided to go for it again. They've come up against the same resistance.
It's been the A takes that it's been the A takes have been working for GODSENT more so than the B takes.
That's
so I don't even blame them really.
That's true, but they've been playing from the underpass, and Luke.
Yeah.
Again, he's just waiting. He's just gonna they're lining up. He's gonna knock him down.
Minus Simple plus Luke here. Is that the new roster change for Na'Vi? Luke is nuts. What's going on?
Kills, maybe a fifth, sorry, but Freddy does shut him down finally, but that's gonna be not the rest of them on the map, and yeah, they're just gonna close that one down. Na'Vi take a victory against GODSENT. Finally, a one-to-one winner, but Luke is going absolutely mental, and as I said before, he's performing. I really rate him at the moment in this current game. He played very, very well.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened.
Well, Luke channeled his inner demon AWPer. That's what happened.
The surprising part is we saw Edward on the AWP, we saw Flamey on the AWP, we saw Luke on the AWP. We didn't see once Simple. He had the AWP for a round after Luke died, but he was just like using it in a post plant that GODSENT saved in anyway on the T side, so he didn't even get a kill with it. So we didn't even see Simple AWPing there, which is the funniest part. But yeah, great map for Na'Vi. Far more confident than the first one as well.
Absolutely.
They played terribly on the this CT side, sorry, of Overpass, and it was the T side that they brought it back to 14 rounds. Moving over to this map, that's where they really put up numbers. So I'm happy to see Na'Vi actually come away with a win, despite their current, I think it's 6-11, 6-12 scoreline. Now going to be up to 7-12 if I'm correct on the standings, which aren't updated yet, but will be as well over on the ESL website, hopefully. But yeah, just great map from Na'Vi. GODSENT not able to put up the numbers, and that's just how you have it, really.
Unfortunate, they did run into the same flaw, as I said, 3 times, Luke, on that A site. A site aggression was working out for them, but as soon as Luke readjusted his playstyle and was able to go for these shots, look at that. Able to just clean out 3 every single time they pushed on the side, but this is definitely a highlight for him. 1, 2, turns up for a 3rd and just goes bang, finds the 4th as well. And that's going to be a final shutdown for Freddy, but the damage was done. 4 kills going over to him, and as I said before, very well played from him. Yeah, again, good map from Na'Vi. You've got to take into account they're still at the bottom of the standings. They still need to win some rounds, or some maps, sorry. Otherwise, they're going to be relegated, and relegated down to ESEA Mountain Dew League. Now, talking of that, let's talk about ESEA and Mountain Dew League. Obviously, for those unaware, ESEA is Mountain Dew League is the season below Pro League, where teams can either make it up or be relegated down. We saw VP from the last season of EPL go down to MDL, currently sitting 7-2 in the boards, top of the standings in the European region. Of course, we've also got Day's new team over in NAGX. We've got the new Talked lineup with Steel as well. So a lot of cool rosters in MDL, and a lot of cool teams that hopefully will be making up to Pro League as well. So you can spectate the MDL by going to mdl.esea.net, or you can play on ESEA and play with the pros on esea.net. So head over to there.
buy your subscription, download ESEA, and play with the pros. Unfortunately, though, that's it for us tonight, and that's it for us this week, and maybe even the entirety of Pro League for us. Who knows? We'll see what comes up, but we've got to say goodbye. We've got to say goodnight.
I've got plenty of Sudokus to get on with.
Exactly, right? You need to get on those Sudokus now. And obviously our second matchup is cancelled for the night, LDLC versus FaZe, as we informed you guys earlier. So we hope you have enjoyed. Head over now to the main stream to catch out whatever game is going to be going live there, as we don't have a second matchup. I feel like we should have the second matchup personally.
Yeah,
but
me too. But
that will be heroic envious. So go check out that. But either way, any final words before we say goodnight?
GG.
GG. Okay.
GG Na'Vi for that final map.
We'll see you later.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.